What's good? Welcome back to Agitator, the only freestyle storytelling podcast starring one mystic juggalo weeb and the ghost of another.
Mhm.
R.I.P. my boy. But
Yep.
he'd uh he'd want the content to keep coming. That was his dying words actually were like, don't stop the content.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that he has to? So it's like an alter torture, like because I know he's like me. He like is a speaker and stuff. Like he likes to talk, so he has to take another job, and he's probably gonna listen to like way more podcasts because he's gonna be commuting and stuff. But then he like can't do any of them. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like in a prison of your own creation. Yeah.
He said he's been listening to a lot of Pray the Gay Away type shit. I don't know why.
Yeah,
He's
just
listening to that.
research. He's a
Yeah.
researcher, dude. That's just what he is. Yeah.
Really likes to deep dive into that research shit. That's
Yeah.
why everybody thought he was a Nazi for the longest time. It's like, my bro just studying.
Yeah.
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 Just
Exactly.
boning up, dude. Just boning up. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Happy to be back in the tater world, man.
Back in the saddle, yeah. I feel like we've lurked around the rare candy corner
Yep.
for a lot lately, but it's been a while since y'all been back in the agitator booth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in the garage the last time we were in there, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, now you've got a window view.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Moving up.
It's got a calendar.
Glenn's got a haircut. Yeah, you got a calendar.
Yeah, dude, shit is getting real. Dude. It's crazy.
Well, it is crazy getting a haircut because it happens like maybe once a year for me, like truly, like going in there because it sucks because like the fresh cut, it never works for me because it gets Farquaad if I go like it gets Lord Farquaad if I go any, and nobody knows that till they do it. So I gotta go to this lady, right? Like or else it goes Lord Farquaad. Like I've had an Asian lady that just went Monsters Inc., Lord Farquaad, all on the bottom, didn't work, all bad. Hats can't even hide it at that point because it's the back end, and then so I go to this like trusted lady, but it's also my mom's hairdresser too.
Yeah.
So like my mom was there at the same time getting like they squeezed this. It was very surreal. Like just like being, almost mid-30s at this point getting haircuts.
You're good with your mom.
I know. No, this is the lady. This is the lady who gave me my first haircut. Like, like this is like it's kind of a trip.
I go to my mom for my haircuts. So
that's cool.
Nice.
I don't like to pay for that shit.
Nah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude. I gotta pay girl prices, dude.
Oh, I can imagine.
That's rough.
Yeah, well, I do
rough.
too if I want it to be treated right, because I got this hairline that you gotta hide like methodically. It's really weird. If I show people a picture of like Edward Norton Fight Club, they can get it. I don't know why that haircut, but like for some reason that's like my hairline, I guess.
Yeah.
You go too far back, it's like whoa.
Word.
Adding 12 years there.
It's a balance, dude. It's a delicate balance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I laughed at it too because like, you got to pay like the girl prices for the haircut, and you got to go like it's a whole procedure. Like they gotta like wash my shit beforehand, and like I used to do back in the day when I had short hair, like just regular like Jason Bateman length like hair and stuff. I used to go to like a barber college, which was a total gamble. But these guys, it was $5 no matter what. You could get the best haircut of a guy who was like, bro, I cut hairs like, I cut hair on the inside, like on jail for like 10 years, and I'm just trying to be official now. So he's like, I got you for $5, and you would tip him 100% usually. And then or you could get like the guy who's like, I'm quitting tomorrow. This isn't for me.
This is my last one.
Yes,
This is my last one.
I found out this isn't for me. And I've gotten both. Like one time one guy was like, the problem with like black dudes is they give me like black dude haircuts, like fades and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not like, it's like I just wonder if all the times I'd be like, you look, oh, that guy looks like an undercover cop. It's like maybe he just got his haircut from a black guy. Like for the first time. Maybe he's not an undercover cop. Maybe he just went to the barber college. And I had a guy named Playboy Dub Barba.
Hell yeah.
And he was good. He was good. And he kept telling me how much pussy I was gonna get while he was cutting.
That's how you sell it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Asian women, they'd say so handsome. They do that the whole time.
Yeah.
And then the black guy's like, you're gonna get hella pussy, bro. Like, He's like, man, if I was a girl, man, whoa, you know, like they get real crazy.
I miss the barbershop experience. My friend's cousin used to do my shit, and that's how it was. Just that it was like the movie Barbershop up in there. But then he got so busy off of like scheduling shit throughout the COVID shit. And so that's just been his MO ever since. I'm like, bro, come on. You got to bring it back. I mean, cool for you making money, but like open the shop back up. What you doing?
Yeah. No, same thing at my in college, my next door neighbor, my friend Kirk, used to do it for me. And it's like a whole different procedure with black dudes doing haircuts and shit. You know, they do the like swab on the back and shit. But then he joins next year, he joins some like super popular frat. And I was like, I got a haircut, and he has like a waiting list now. I'm like, fuck, dude. And then I waited and got it, and it just wasn't the same experience, you know. It wasn't as cool. But
no.
He blew up, dude. He sold out.
Yeah, you were in his mixtape era, dude. Yeah, you were there in his mixtape era. Now he's doing, you know, he's got like 10 features on his album, you know, like it's not great. It's not great, man. They have a shelf life, man, these barbers. I used to have an old Asian guy right before COVID. He was right by my work, and he was an old Asian guy. I hate like talking while I'm in the barber chair, which seems weird for me, like always wanting to talk to people. But I can also go long periods of time without saying a single word. But the barber chair, like this guy, I'm not sure he spoke English except for like the price. But I asked for like the old, like what basically was the Peaky Blinders with the fade on the sides with the slick back on the top. And I told him that, and I showed it to him, and he was like, yeah, like we're gonna get you that. And he could give me that every time. It was exactly what I needed. And then he went under, and I was just like in my head, like, no more Peaky Blinder. No. Just like he went under. It was like, because you know, like Asian people, like they still are like wearing masks and stuff. Like I think with COVID, he was like, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
It was like I can't ever be around a person anymore. Yeah. It was
15 minutes. Yeah, it's too long for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, it was so good. It was like $12 too. It was just like insane.
Perfect price.
Oh,
I heard Shane Gillis pod, they were talking about the like the Hooters style barbers where you go and get your hair cut by like one of the, it's like they give you like an IPA and stuff, and it's really and
it's in a mall too and stuff. Like it's like next to a cigar lounge, and then like, you know, it's like just break the wall down and let's make the cigar lounge the barbershop. And those are okay, but then you look and it's like, oh, you're gonna charge me $74 for a I can already tell. I can already tell that's what all this is for. Yeah, you know.
The beer is ballpark prices.
And
you can't drink it. That's what they're saying. You can't drink it while are you getting a haircut?
Like, he's like, you want some milk duds? That'll be $35, like AMC theaters. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sport clips already bad enough. With the trying to create the environment. It's like, I want to sit in the chair and just get out of here. Like
sport clips, what's the other cheap one? Cost cutters,
Supercuts.
Supercuts.
Cost cutters, I think, became sport clips. I think at least the one by my house did, apparently. But they just put like a new marquee, and it's just like, nah, we still got 68-year-old Vietnamese chicks, bro. Don't trip. That's not staying the same, you know.
I just go and pretend to be like really into football when I'm there. I'm just watching, just like, this is my shit. Like Texans ain't even playing. It's like, I don't care. I just watch people tackle each other. Shut up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, probably
you're into football this year. We're getting you into football, right?
It'll happen. It's
doors
just
open,
one of those things. Yeah. Well, Texans might win the Super Bowl, dude. So that might
for real.
It.
Yeah,
that will do it. Because Texans just got pride for anything Texas, like
in the name too. Texans.
I mean, come on, They had to change. Texans. They couldn't be the Oilers. Like they're like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't Texas enough.
It's climate change. So I called it a long time ago. You can't call it that anymore because of the climate change.
It was an early Al Gore came out. They had to change it right away. They're like,
he was watching War and Moon, and he was like, nope, not happening. And, they're gonna be the Tennessee Titans, and then some like Arena League football bullhorn team like is gonna replace you guys. Man.
Y'all think that Sam Forster dude spent just too much time in a barbershop is what happened?
Sam Forster,
the dude getting rich off of his blackface journal novel.
Dude, that's so crazy. That was like all this stuff that's coming out right now feels like retro from 2016, which sounds crazy to say because that
Trump's
feels like
gonna win again, basically.
dude, yeah,
Yeah, it's a
exactly,
throwback
yeah,
year. So
throwback. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like it was lame then, and nothing's new anymore at all. It's weird how it's dude. It's maybe I'm just getting old, but it's just these loops we get stuck in are so boring. They're not even cool, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got the guy, the blackface book guy. You know, that's just like it feels like a meme from 2016 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like if I don't know anybody who's read it yet, but I feel like if I read it, I'll be like, oh, so that's what you meant by blackface. Like it wasn't actually like he's like, I did it once or
Yeah,
something. Or like I did it like Mad Max where I did the top of my forehead or some shit, like or something.
that's what
And
I'm
I'll be
thinking
like, oh
too. Is
yeah,
mm.
like he's
you didn't do
baiting?
that. Like,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude. I mean,
It's not like
I hope well, you probably know more than any of us, Kelby. Like he's probably selling some books now, right?
Oh
That
yeah,
shit.
he's in.
Yeah.
I looked it up because I was also curious. I was like, how did this come out? He self-published it, so he can't be pulled. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, all right. And then how's it doing? Number 8 in Black and African American cultural studies.
damn. Number 8.
Yo, dude.
Yeah, behind him is like a WNBA player's book. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, this is
Oh,
the kind
dude.
of shit that really drives me crazy too, because I'm gimmicky as shit, but like
Yeah.
I will sell. I adapt. I
Uh-huh.
roll with the punches. What I
Yeah.
prefer is like nearly damn near 20 years ago now when you could just like I guess 10 years ago when you could just post and it was
Yeah.
like I did this thing and people were like, "Oh, cool, that looks sick." And now it's like
Yeah.
you have to get people outraged because as many people might be mad.
Yeah.
It's number 8. Like,
Uh-huh.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with low res. Like because low res has got like a bunch of cool shit that's going to be coming out. Like if I, like actually he's going to release it where people can see it. And I'm kind of like, you might need to like, and he's certainly capable of it. I think I was like, you might need to like have a false flag cancellation. Like he
Mhm.
might need to, like, because one that like, because I just feel like people only pay attention from either side now if there's controversy attached to something. And I feel like it's always was that way, but now it definitely has to be like, hey, that guy, he has that book like this and this. It's like, hey, he said the N-word on the internet. Like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
Or in one way or another, whether like you're like, oh, based or I want to kill that guy, it makes you want to go check the thing out. And I feel like that's that way for us, where I'm just like, we're trying to like get that next level. And I'm just like, should I just start like being a shithead? Like, cause I kind of am privately, but should I just like really just be like, nope, you're gay. Nope, you're gay.
It's
Like to
like
everybody, like, I don't know if I should.
it's like the
Like,
Blair Witch Project. Like, oh, they did a viral marketing campaign like in the year 2000. Now it's like, oh, they got canceled. Did you, it's like a fake cancellation. That's genius.
that was
Yeah.
always what
Yeah.
like the woke people always said would happen too, right? Is like, there's going to be like, that's going to be your only thing selling point to anything was that you got canceled, which, okay, well, you guys were the ones doing it. So like you guys could have easily said, well, we should stop doing this. No, they
Mhm.
didn't.
It's the
So,
economy. It's the whole economy now. It's
yeah.
just yeah.
But it does suck though. There has to be some kind of like weird lore to you, or else like it can't just be like, oh, that looks cool. Let me check that out. Like that's
Yeah.
how I still view things. But
Yeah.
I just feel for the most part, people don't know who you are unless they either hate you or love you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
being hated. For being
Remember-
hated, not even love you. Yeah, just
Remember
love
the
you.
the dumplings ebook girl, the Chinese dumplings, like this this like Connecticut ass like girl
No.
that she traveled to China and was like obsessed with the food and wrote this like little how to make dumplings and like traditional Chinese fare in that style, and of course it triggered like the woke kind of mob, and then then like the right wing guys got hold of it and they're like, we're gonna buy up this book and every regular
Yeah.
guy bought this dumpling book, and
Yeah.
she's probably like a fucking millionaire just because it's like you're doing it to own them. It's like these layers of this shit. I just find it funny, like everyone's buying this dumpling book. Dude.
I know, and she's
Probably a
probably
good
like
book, but it's
she's
like-
probably like a regular lib chick too. So like
100%.
they probably like followed her on all socials, and they're like, trans, right? Who is this bitch that I follow like posting this shit? And then like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh,
Dude, it's
that was the
wild.
dumpling girl. Fuck
Yeah.
that. My fucking
Yeah.
PlayStation's sitting on top of that thing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the cycle though, because contrarians actually buy shit. And then so you get like the woke mob as your publicity team. They really they don't usually buy shit, and if they do, they don't engage with it. But like they'll talk about it nonstop and how much you suck. And then all the contrarians are like, oh, I got this to own the libs. Real boring cycle. And that, I mean, it's easy to play into though.
Yeah, I just wish like people had real enemies. Like, and I know that is an enemy, but like I would like when I would read like a lot of classic stuff, I'm like, man, this guy, like, this motherfucker wanted to kill himself, bro. I'm trying to read his book. Like now it's like, they're after me, man. They're after me, and I'm writing a book about how they're after me. Like, and okay, I'll probably check it out if you have bars, but I'm like, no, I want that real depressed, like, you know, I'm being ousted from my village, like for other things, like, you know, for just being a dickhead or something. I want that energy in books, you know, like real, or anything really, movies or anything like the other. And like, you know, it's either that or like it's nepotism, which I don't mind nepotism, but I saw like M. Night Shyamalan's daughter has a movie coming out, and I was like, come on. And it looks this fucking same as an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about Sofia Coppola, her shit does not look like her dad's. Like, it's completely different. Like, Lost in Translation is a different thing. Yeah, she got, you know, in the door, obviously, from her dad, but like, and I don't particularly love her movies, but they look different than her dad's. This chick, like, I swear to God, I was watching the trailer, and I just saw Shyamalan, and I was like, oh, this is a new Shyamalan movie. They're like, there's these people, they're trapped in a room, but is it a room? Could it be an old village? Could it be that? It's like, all right, fuck. You know, like there's an entity, but the entity might just be white supremacy outside. We don't know. We'll check it out. And like that's the trailer for like the movie. I don't know if that's even what it's about. The sound wasn't on, but I just looked. I'm like, this is just one of your dad's movies.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And he's not even dead to where it's touching, you know? Like, that's sweet. He's honoring your dad, you know? Yeah.
Did you watch the M. Night Shyamalan?
I didn't. I heard it was kind of good.
It was all right. It was definitely interesting, but it also was kind of corny.
That's
and
the like Puerto Rican black rapper named like Minivan or something.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, it was so weird, dude. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, it was very interesting. And they made like an aging. They're like, I bet this is because they all age super fast on the island, and there's like the two black characters, and they're like, I bet this is the only time they wish they were black, you know, like black don't crack. It was like one of the
there you go. I'm watching a show. I'm watching a show called Dark Matter right now. It's like a big show on Apple. It's really good. It's
on Apple TV.
It's really good. It's really good. There's one part though, like there's this like crazy like black lesbian chick that like gets active, bro. Like she starts shooting people and just like fucking like she is like the killer in it. And she looks sick. She looks like kind of like a track and field star chick with like just like tied up braids, like nice and tight and stuff. And she's real intense looking. And then they're like the people inside the secret little building are going, she killed him. We said no deaths. Oh my gosh, she killed somebody. They're like, look, this is what happens when you have PTSD and refuse treatment. I talked to her, you know, and I'm like, God, why can't it just be like, man, she's a fucking bitch, man? Like, you know, she's just like a mean bitch.
It reminds like with what's that movie? Swim Fan?
So Swim Fan that we watched. No origin story.
No origin story. That's such a beautiful thing where you don't have where it's just someone crazy ass fuck.
Yeah. And it's kind of unrealistic that a girl's just crazy for no reason, right? That wouldn't happen.
No way.
Yeah, we had to get rid of that out of Hollywood because they're never just weird and crazy. Yeah.
And also maybe a light explanation, but not this whole like it's the whole point of it is digging into it, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's
someone stole her jelly rolls in 3rd grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what that isn't that what that baby reindeer shit was all about?
Oh, I didn't see it. I saw it. I want to hear about it. I want a sci summary, piece summary of
dude.
This,
it's first of all, it's like I saw people's takes on it. I did see like Jack's take and everything.
One of those shows,
and they nailed it. They nailed it. Where the first 3 episodes were up to you, and you're like, damn, this is actually kind of good. And then it just evolves into it's just you end up hating this dude who's getting stalked. He does absolutely nothing to avoid it, and they have some weird like backstory episode where he's like getting raped by this industry guy, but keeps going back like to 14,000 times to get like raped by this dude, and it's like, okay, so that's not rape then. You're literally, you know what I mean? You're like keep going back. And
No,
there's just
he has a parasite. It's controlling his mind. Yeah,
dude.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
grooming. He was being groomed.
he was groomed. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and it's crazy, and it's just you just feel bad for this dude. And the thing is he's like the guy that it happened to. He's the actor. He acts in his own show.
Okay.
So it's really him. And his
man.
acting chops are pretty good for like being a beginner. But this whole thing is he's like a comedian, and it's all about him failing as a comedian, which is all the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, this dude's comedy career just failed, and this is his way to blow up, which is kind of cool that he made it, but also kind of sad because it's just like a total like him just sobbing and about his life situation, and so it's just not satisfying at all for me, at least.
Yeah, so he's like, oh,
really turns you off.
The jokes aren't hitting anymore. Time to get raped a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, and he dates like a trans girl, and that thing, and that's like a big plot point too, is that they Netflix it hard.
They did
that for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Great
yeah.
plot. Yeah, that's.
So
I'm
that's
sprinting to my console after this to watch that.
Yeah, I need to renew my Netflix subscription.
Yeah,
but it started hot. You're like, yo, what is this? This is tantalizing. This is
dude, and it's crazy that Netflix is like, hey, our prices are going up, but you don't want to miss this. You're like, what? All right, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, we doubled your price, and you have to watch ads at the same time for some reason. That's interesting how that works on the other.
Do you guys are you guys Tubi guys? I'm a Tubi guy.
Oh yeah.
I'll hit the Tubi. Yeah.
Tubi has a jingle now when you log in, and I'm scared. I'm getting scared. It's not going to be for anyone. It goes Tubi like that, and it's purple now. They don't have that ominous kind of like black orange kind of thing. It's purple. So and purple and yellow, and I was like, oh, we're about to start getting charged for Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what's happening, or it's getting
especially
bought by
with
somebody.
with all the originals they got cooking up too. I was just like, how?
Isn't that who's the guy? Quan Mills? Do they adapt like Quan Mills novels? Because that's what it looks like on Tubi.
I think they do. I mean, it's basically that.
This bitch has roaches in her basement. A Tubi original.
Yeah. Well, see, I wanted to call the county Dirty Third, and as soon as I brought it up to the director, that I hit it. I mean, it's kind of in limbo now. But
director, huh?
When I brought it up to the director homie of mine, he was like, nah, first thing we gotta change the title. I was like, why? He was like, Dirty I went up on Tubi, and I was like, god damn it, it's already a thing. And it was shot in Houston, like all that shit, starring some rappers, some lower level rappers, but it's pretty tight. I checked it out. It's some of the more quality shit on Tubi.
Oh yeah, we need another, like, Tubi needs to put out their own Snow on the Bluff, dude. That's what they need.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I need to rewatch it. I used to watch it all the time. It used to be on all the time. Curtis Snow, shout out, absolute legend, Curtis Snow.
What was it? That movie was on all the time. What are you watching?
We had a DVD. I used to hang out with a lot of black dudes like back in the day. It's not even like hey, just check me out. It's not. Yeah. They used to just play it. Like it was just on. It was like I said, I use the metaphor a lot. Like when you go to a candy store and like Willy Wonka's on like a loop. Like it was like Snow on the Bluff, and this was like a house with like a garbage bag over the window. You know, like it was just, it was Snow on the Bluff. They were like, this is tight. This is a Ring doorbell cam. Actually, what we're watching right now from our own house.
You know, actually, representation mattered. Like I want to be on the opposite side of that. Where I'm like, oh, this fucking representation. I think representation has always been my aim in art. I just want my people represented. Because Snow on the Bluff goes hard for that. Why do you like hard. This? Like, because it's like the neighborhood I grew up in.
Dude, I thought it was real the first time I watched it. The entire movie I thought was real, and I did not I just could not parse out that this was a film. Like I was like, damn, this fool's getting like shot like that. Like, what the fuck? Like they filmed this shit. Like I was like, this is crazy. It was like Blair Witch for like some ghetto ass shit. It was amazing.
When fucking Omar fucking produced it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I always Michael K. Williams. R.I.P. R.I.P. the GOAT. Man, he was in all that Prestige shit. I'm realizing because I'm going back through all the HBO shit I never watched back.
He was always gay too. He was gay in a lot of things, man. He was in Lovecraft. He was in Lovecraft Country. I'm like, this is about H.P. Lovecraft. You're just like sucking dick, bro. Like, H.P. Lovecraft thing.
This will teach him.
H.P. Lovecraft's gonna be like, wow, I was wrong. No, I'm kidding. But H.P. Lovecraft's gonna be like, well, that's kind of how I envisioned it.
Exactly what I always pictured. in my
He was like, yeah,
nightmares.
I've been telling you guys. Yeah.
I've been done.
It's like
He's in
my cat, it's gay. Yeah. It's
he's
but
pretty
like
drippy in Boardwalk Empire.
yeah, goes hard. Yeah, goes hard. Like
I
he
saw a
has
few of those.
yeah, he has a that's a good show, man. That's a good show. I'd have to rewatch that. There's a lot of like in the cracks HBO shows that like people watched, but like they don't have this like talk discourse value
Yeah.
years later. Like people talk about Deadwood, people talk about Sopranos, people talk about all that, but like nobody talks about Big Love. Big Love was awesome. Like
Oh
it was
shit. Yeah.
it was a Mormon show.
I remember seeing all of these things and didn't know anything about them because it was like the box sets were everywhere.
Uh-huh.
But even and to me, like nobody even talked about Sopranos, which is why I avoided it. Besides, they just all watched it and it was like, oh man, this is the best show.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be like, y'all are hyping this shit up way too much. And then when I finally watched it, I'm like, this is the best show I've ever
It's the best
seen.
show. It's the best thing it's ever existed. You will chase it for the rest of your life and never find it. That's the sad part. Like there's nothing like it, and there never will be. Even though HBO had heat at the time, like that shit stands out. I mean, that shit stands out. Like every character is awesome. There's like maybe one or two characters that annoy you, and like even then it's tasteful.
Yeah, yeah, and they usually get got pretty soon, pretty
Oh
quickly
yeah.
too. When you're like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
this fuckhead. And then I thought that what they did with Ralph was genius because
Oh
he was
yeah.
one of those characters where I was like, oh my God, he's
You
on
get sick
screen
of him.
again.
You're ready. You're ready, Joe Pantoliano. You're ready to
Yeah.
get him out of there.
Well,
Yeah.
and then in those last few episodes, they kind of make him not like sympathetic in a way where you root for him, but just where you kind of, I don't know.
He's pathetic.
It's
He's pathetic.
masterful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like actually like killing this guy would do him a favor. You know, like he kind of has a death wish throughout the whole show, and then you're like, God, do we want to grant that wish? And then you're like, yeah, we do actually.
Yeah.
And
So it's
that's
this
correct me if
weird.
I'm wrong. That's the epic scene of Chris and them dismembering and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember which death that was, but yeah, that's oh gosh.
One
I
of
think
the
I'm gonna
best
rewatch it
episodes
this
I've
year.
ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it this year. Yeah, that's the problem. And I have no patience for TV. I can watch any movie, boring, anything. I can just sit there and watch it. I can read most books, despite how boring they are. Like I can read them. If I just like one bad episode of TV, I'm like, well, I'm done with this show. I was just like, no, I don't want to see the end.
As it should be. Yeah.
I don't know why. No, I don't know if I should. If a show has 6 seasons and I'm like pissed off about like 2 in the first, and it clearly got 6 seasons, I'm like, well, there's something. There's got to be something, right? Like The Wire's like that. I don't think the first season of The Wire is that good.
I can fuck with that. Like I was sold on the first season, but after getting into it, I was like, this gets better until it gets like the last season is kind of it's
Okay.
like not it didn't piss me off, but I was just like, that was fun. But like the seasons in the middle are like why everybody flips over that show.
Did you watch the end of Sopranos? Are you there?
Oh yeah. I watched the whole thing.
I love the ending. What do you think?
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was absolutely perfect.
Just cut. I don't want to see anything that everybody wanted to see. I don't want to see any of that shit. Just cut.
As far as what everybody was like, because I remember, okay, there's the people who are sold on, there's the people who go, this is what happened, and I'm pissed off about it. And then there's the people that go, so what exactly happened at the, you're confused about what happened at the end? It's not a confusing ending at all. Like, lights out, what do you think happened? But even then, it doesn't really matter because if you want to get abstract about it and be like, well, actually, does it imply that he's gone? It's like, well, it doesn't matter because the whole thing is in this life, it's going to end one of two ways. So
Tony's not living that long, bro. Like it's after that. Like you need to see it. Like I hate when people just like are like, I didn't get closure because it's that Glass Onion, Knives Out, Clue style, like, okay, this and utensil, this thing, Colonel Mustard in the, with the candelabra, like just in the fucking library. Like they have to know all of those things. They have to see the montage, which only Christopher Nolan can do. No one else can do that well. That like montage where they explain what happened. See, actually, since this is what happened, and then that's the only guy that can do that well. And then, but people can just like, I love like Hitchcock endings where it just fades away. just like, all right, it's done. See you later. Like no resolution.
Yeah.
We don't need to see the new house they moved into after, and where they're having a dinner, and they wink at each other, and they're like, yeah, and then it ends. Like, why is that a good ending? Like, what?
I think if it's like that, the sort of drop off ending can get lazy if if it doesn't match the tone of everything before it. Like if you can carry that tone and kind of, okay, if you've been following this and we kind of just stop abruptly, I mean, you know where it's going.
Well, sometimes it already has ended, is what I'm saying. It ends sometimes like right before the last chapter. Like books end right before the last chapter all the time. Like where the last thing that everybody was waiting for happened. And then it's like, okay, we want a resolution. It's like a lot of times I'm kind of like, no, it ended right there and it's totally fine. Now, what you're saying, that lazy part is where nobody actually ends it. And it's kind of build up, build up, build up. Then they get lazy. But like when there's a big, like Tony Montana, the Scarface, like it ends right there. What were you gonna do after Tony Montana and Scarface? Like we know he dies. Not everything got resolved. What happened to Sosa? Is Sosa in charge? Probably, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Sosa won. Yeah, you know, but like he dies, and then you just get that great tracking shot of all the carnage, and that's it. It's done, and it's perfect.
That's how Kubrick improved on Clockwork Orange. Left out that dumb chapter.
Oh my
like,
god!
Yeah, dude, 100%. Yeah, that's
And that episode's dropping. Well, probably right when this one drops. Like it'll be the same. No, exactly. That end of Kubrick kind of bodied Burgess on that whole thing. I was like, damn, that was.
He's like, yoink, dude. Just let me fucking.
It's among the most masterful adaptations I've ever seen, and I say this as a fan of the book, but like
the book's great.
The end of it is just like, yeah, bro, that's what we wanted. We don't need the fucking like bittersweet symphony song ass like ending that you did. Like, we don't.
But the thing, and I explained this on our thing that we did, but the whole thing was tainted for me because I do love the book and the movie. But when I listened to the audiobook, the first thing is his like open letter to the readers, just being like, actually, I meant this, and they fucked it up here, and it's like. I was like, you're a little bitch. Dude. Like, I don't want to hear this, you know, just let me read, you know? So I was just like instantly like,
he's like don't forget that I'm tight as fuck. You know, like, don't forget.
In that exact accent too. And I'm like, God, dude, you ruined it for me, but it was great. Yeah, I loved it.
No, it's an awesome book. But like, that's the movie. It's like right then and there, bro. Like, we don't need to see like, there's so many people that I feel like it's like they're taught this. And I think this happens on like, I know people who listen to like NPR culture podcasts, and I think that's like what they hammer on is like technicalities of storytelling. Like, and I know David's super into this, but I think David has way more leeway than these people do, like on like plot and stuff like that. Like where it's like, no, it's not a template. We don't just like put down the template like verbatim. You know, everybody's different. And these guys on like the NPR show will just be like, and they have that crazy audio that like fucking like rattles in the trunk and stuff. It's like crazy, and they have like it's this like Wizard of Oz thing. It's part of the programming they do for these poor liberal people. But they'll say like, and I thought there in the third act that they could have done this, and we could have seen perhaps like one more scene of the detective who clearly got shot like and died but we could have seen like perhaps that maybe he was eating at a cafe the next day and actually faked his own death. And it's like, okay, that's you just said that the story should be different. Like, you're not, you know, that's fine, whatever, you should just say that. But they're obsessed with these like endings and like the weird, like, what's that weird thing where it's like falling action climax, like, they like that needs to be that to them. And they'll put up with anything. And I think that's why like ideology is fine with them a lot of times, just like weird ideology change ups, because they're like, oh, as long as it's following that weird fucking parabola thing or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah, they're like, where's your turn on page 13? Where's your 60-minute whatever the fuck? Like, I heard somebody talking about the whole 60-minute thing. We're like, 60 minutes into any movie, there's gonna be some kind of conflict. I'm like, that's really dumb to, even if that's true for every single movie ever, that's really like dumb to notice.
That feels way late to me too in the movie. Like, I feel like it's like 37 minutes into every movie there's a conflict.
Well, it's not like the conflict, but it's like something else has to happen.
Oh, I see. Like no matter what, there will be, whether it's the second, third, fourth thing, it's okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking about Play Misty for Me, and literally at the hour mark in, it's just the jazz festival for 20 minutes. There's like no
it's
conflict
amazing.
about it.
It's amazing, dude. Like where he's just like raw footage, just like walking through with the camera of like a jazz thing. You're like, hey, so what happened to that girl? It's like, no, we'll get to it, dude. Don't
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, no,
just
we'll
Cannonball Adderley live.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, dude. Like, talk about
Yeah.
making like your first movie, like as a director, like for Clint Eastwood. Like he was like, there's so many things that went away so quick from his like style. You see it in the first one, like waterfall, like romance montages where like it's him and a girl like underneath it, like a shampoo commercial, and then like you're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore. Like in the next couple movies, even though I think it works and it's so fun and charming, it's funny to see that.
I kind of miss that kind of shit where you could just look up and go, wait, who directed this? No way. Versus, oh yeah, this obviously is a Fincher joint or what, which I love. I don't know. I mean, that's hypocritical because I love the auteur vision, but at the same time, like,
well, I just wish there were more of them, I guess.
yeah,
right? Like I think that's all it is. Like if there's just more of them, for one, I think they feed in off each other in the same way like Beach Boys and like Beatles would, you know, where they'd be like, oh, fucking so and so. Like you hear that story of Stanley Kubrick. I've been covering a lot of Kubrick, so it's fresh in my mind. But he called like Ridley Scott to find out how the alien popped out of the chest. Like when the movie came out, he called him like late and like he's like, hey, is this Ridley Scott? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, well, this is Stanley Kubrick. And he's like, fuck no, it isn't. Like, shut up. Like, no, it's not. And then he's like, no, for real, bro. Like, fuck, I got some questions. And they just like spurged out on the phone for like 3 hours, you know, about it. And then like, I don't know what Stanley Kubrick ended up. Full Metal Jacket had some pretty like crazy gore, but he's always been his own guy. But I just mean some of that stuff I feel like would feed off better if there were just more good directors and more, you know, auteurs. Like the couple that we have are still sick. You know, Fincher's great. I like pretty much everything he does. And he takes swings. As far like it looks the same every movie, but he takes there's different stories for sure. Like he really like diversifies the storytelling aspect of it, I think. It's just pacing is always the same and aesthetically it's always the same.
Yeah, that is true. You kind of know what type of story like Safdie brothers might go after, but Fincher.
Yeah, no, I know exactly the kind of story, one that I turn off. Yeah, but I like Good Time though. I like Good Time, so that's not fair to say. But
Good Time is great.
Good Time is easily, I mean, from what I've seen, the best. But like, yeah, I'm just not a UC guy. I think we've talked about this on Agitator before, so I won't go super far into it.
I could not argue with your curse take at all. And I thought it was great. It was one of the things that like Emma Stone's been on a tear lately.
Oh,
it's one of the things that made me like a big fan of hers. But it is one of those. It's like kind of the Clockwork Orange book where you're just like, and we'll pretend that last part didn't happen.
It's already over. It's literally already over. And you guys could have made just like a lukewarm ending, and I would have been like, we didn't need that last episode. But instead, they just completely like, whoa, take the carpet out from under you without earning any of that. It was such a show grounded in reality, like so grounded. That was what we loved about it. Is we're like, I fucking have had that conversation before, and you know, like we've done this, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm on the roof, flying, and literally, to anybody who hasn't seen it, like it's like. It just I don't know. I heard some people liked it. It still makes me mad thinking about it because that was 9 perfect episodes.
You guys teamed up on that. That was great. I didn't watch that show, but I watched you guys discussing it. I was like, this is some good. It got deep, dude. I was like, this is some good shit right here for sure.
Oh yeah, we were going off in the RC Discord.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was just saying because I think we did an episode when it was not over yet. Adam came on RC. It was only like 5 episodes in, but I was like, nobody's watching this shit right now, dude. Like it's so good. And you're right with about Emma Stone. She looks like really skinny and makes her look a little more like quirked up, you know. So like all her weird like poor things really worked. Like if she looked the way she looked back in the day, like that Poor Things, I don't even think is a good movie. It's weird. It's like the way she looks really makes that movie what it is because she looks like some Frankenstein girl, like weird, like Frankenstein girl.
No, yeah, you're on to something. The way that she's aging, not 100%. She doesn't look bad. She just looks
angular, dude. She's like a Lego woman now, dude. It's crazy.
And it's like she's leaning into these weird roles, and you can see how like she's being more tested as an actor. So you're like, oh shit, this bitch can actually act.
Amazing. The new one looks good too with Jesse Plemons. I just saw the trailer for it. It's another Lanthimos one, I think. Looks good. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Let him cook. Speaking of
yeah,
auteurs,
yeah, man, yeah. No, there's been I've been going to the movies. Like I saw Challengers. I thought Challengers was awesome. Like I was the best sports movie that's come out since Moneyball, and nobody's even calling it a sports movie when it clearly is.
it's a bromance.
Yeah, it's no, it's there. Yeah, they're like, and it is, but what sports?
Yeah,
I mean,
boom.
Okay, yeah, we were saying that's not. That's they're tennis doubles partners.
Yeah,
like it doesn't get more. You're not more bros than that. Like it's and so it's that one's good. I like the new Mad Max. I like Furiosa. I like that. Watch that.
Oh, I want to watch that.
It was good, man. It's not Fury Road. It's not as good, but it gets the job done, and it is good. I saw it in IMAX. The fucking motor sounds so tight.
Oh shit!
It's worth the IMAX if you go, because just they hit the throttles and like and all that stuff. It sounds so sick in IMAX.
I should take Rowan to see it. Pretty much just go to the movies whenever I can catch a matinee with the kid, and I'm like, there's nothing. I'm not gonna take him to see Challengers, but
I will say this, not to spoil it. It's not the movie that it's shown in the trailers. It's not very graphic. I mean, yeah, he's not gonna get it. I mean, he's like a kid.
I just don't want to turn gay accidentally.
Oh, well, the thing is, you just get into sports. That's the thing. You just be like, get into sports. Yeah,
Challengers turn
maybe
gay.
Maybe not tennis, Rowan. Maybe not.
Yeah, tennis. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna get you.
You gotta cleanse the palate with that.
Yeah, we'll just don't worry about that. Yeah, just exactly. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of that content out now. Do you worry about that at all? Like even a little bit?
Him being gay?
No, just like you're watching a show and you're like, is that how it's work? How like I don't feel to me, I just don't know. I feel like I wouldn't care. Like I'd be like, nah, no, what you watch ain't gonna make you like that. But like I feel like when you're actually watching them absorb it, you're gonna be like, hey, are you that thing? That thing's fucking gay, right? Like,
I think
are you reacting to that?
I think it's the parents' reaction that affects the kids. Like, because I grew up with being like, obviously, I was very into movies and shit because I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories, so I'm obsessed with stories. But my parents never acted like this was some big deal. We got to keep you away from it. And so I just watched whatever. And it always felt like this is just a movie. And that's how I see Rowan behaving that same way. Like he's very imaginative, but he'll like when he watches shit, it's just like this is just he doesn't become the thing, So I think that's like as long as you have this detached reaction as a parent where you're like, I don't give a shit what you watch. It's just a movie. Then the kid's gonna be like, this is just a movie. Like it's whatever.
That's you're right. Because I was the same way. I found out like my parents definitely, I think they didn't want me to watch anything with like explicit sex with it. But like if I told them at somebody's house, like I watched this movie, they're like, oh, did you like it? And like I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, it was good. I'm like, and then I realized, oh, they just don't want to watch that with me. Like, they don't want to watch like naked shit with me. Like I get that because I don't want to watch it with them. I think they were like saving us from a lot of those like weird, sometimes a movie catches you by surprise and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't realize this was this type of movie, and like you're looking at your parents like, oh, what the fuck? You guys wanted something from the fridge or something, like just kind of doing that. And then, but yeah, it's for the most part, my parents were like, yeah, no, we're not going to watch, Eyes Wide Shut with you or whatever. Anything that's like overtly just like sexual. And I think they just didn't want it to be weird for them.
Yeah, I feel like in our household, it was weird. Definitely, I knew that it was not that it was like some big taboo, but I could tell that it was like wrong and bad that we were seeing it. I was like, oh shit, what's going on here? And yeah, probably more emanating from my dad, I would say more than anything. My mom was just like, it's just bodies. We're all, like the hippie ass mom, yeah.
It's just bodies.
Yeah. She was all about that, the the American Beauty, the Kevin Spacey.
It's a great movie.
She's like, this is such an artistic film. And she was just always like back in the 90s, just that hot 90s take, like this this one right here is good. Yeah, it's a good film. It's a good.
What's her take on the space dog now, dude?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go out to FaceTime her after this, so I'll
he got exonerated. He got exonerated. However, like Brady Snells was talking about this. He goes, "Why are the documentaries of him being guilty out though? Like, it's like you would think like if we were doing this misinformation thing, like take the documentary off that one that clearly says there is without a doubt Kevin Spacey is a rapist, and it's like." Okay, well, if that's your thesis, it's wrong. Therefore, we don't want to have like the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not even anything you can like riff on scientifically, like, oh, well, you know, atoms, you know, and start
Kevin
talking about
Spacey is
like
a rapist. You might have evidence to the contrary. You might disagree. You might even,
exactly. Is it worth losing your job over? Yeah, it's but I just laugh because like I told him, I was like, man, we used to love him, man. He had he was the perfect character actor, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, I'm not sure there was a better one.
Yeah,
and House of Cards went crazy, and then just the brakes just halted so hard when it's like, bro, yeah, because you got rid of like the Bill Clinton dude, like played by.
Remember that video he put out? That weird like in character video with the coffee mug in his kitchen. Yeah. That's crazy. That
you want some coffee? I want some coffee. He's like, or so I forget what he said, but he's like, I thought it was like an advertisement, like one of those like really avant-garde like things that you're like, oh, it's a Super Bowl ad. It looked like a film or something.
It's like an Nespresso pod or something.
No, he was just like for the love of the game, where he was just like on YouTube, like he was just uploading it, like recording, like felt like YouTube Live, where it just like uploads it for you because he's like a boomer.
And
I felt like that where he's just like,
you
possibly
automatically upload.
Like the record, the record. It just said like no title from Kevin Spacey, like on your feed. You're like, damn, dog, I subscribed to this page. I didn't even,
Oh man.
Reminded me of one of those late night Adult Swim things, like the what was that one, like staring at bears or some shit. It's just like it's like some bear off in the woods, and then all of a sudden it turns into this like NyQuil commercial where this lady like kills her doppelganger and her drowns her son. Or it gets dark. I don't remember exactly.
That sounds
what
familiar,
happens,
actually. Yeah. The doppelganger thing.
Yeah. That's Dude, I was like, I thought you were gonna surprise us with story building tonight. You were like, "All right, guys, what's your story?" You know, like we're gonna like you're the agitator model, right? I thought you were gonna do that to us tonight.
Well, yeah, like in pure agitator fashion, we got to get into it first, and then then I just spring it on you.
At the last 10 minutes, you guys are all like, and then this happens. Yeah, exactly.
But writers' rooms are so stupid because we do that shit where it's like, okay, this isn't a full. We didn't like come up with dialogue, or
unless you're gonna cut it if it's like really if you guys really hit something, you're like, we're not putting that out because we're writing that.
Well, the sword and sorcery thing, that's what David and I are gonna do next, but ain't nobody gonna be able to touch that by the time before we get to it. So who cares?
I know. I love the like loose form interview model more than anything. Like, cause dude, we have like people on, and I'll hit somebody up, and they'll just be like, "Hey, like, so what are you gonna ask me?" I'm just like, I don't know. Do you want to?
Well, nothing now.
Like,
you're not
already proving to be arduous. Like, this is already,
dude. People that try and orchestrate it from the back end. We've had a few, not gratefully a very small few.
It's very few. It's few people. The good thing is when they come in like that, and then they realize like, okay, these guys aren't weird. Like, well, we are weird, but it's like, what we talk about is weird, but it's like we're not journalists. Like, we're not just sitting there like, okay, all right, Just like you're like, what are you writing down? Like, like we're not those type of people. But there will still be people that go like, yes, and could you please list all of the topics? I'm just like, it's next week. I don't know what it is. It's for next week. I don't know. Yeah, like unless it's like explicitly like one movie that we might talk about, sure. But other than that, I'm like, hey, whatever happens in the next 5 days, that's what we're gonna lead with. Yeah. So we'll figure it out. Yeah. And then like they're usually like, yeah, all right, we'll see. It's like, dude, whatever, dude. Yeah, it's so funny.
I feel once we all get bigger, that'll stop. Once people know what the show is.
Can you imagine getting invited on? Can you imagine getting invited on Joe Rogan?
Yeah,
What are the
like,
topics that we're
hey,
gonna
so Joe, like, what are the topics for it?
Can I get a itinerary? Yeah, quick outline. Yeah.
Jamie, cut that. Jamie, cut
Yeah.
that. Dude, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jamie, timestamp that.
Give Jamie, yeah.
Did
Dude,
y'all see
if I was ever on Rogan, I would abuse the Jamie privilege, dude. I would be pulling out the Jamie card every 5 minutes easily, dude. That'd be the best part about going on there. Yeah. What were you saying?
They've had some massive like lightning cable and like share issues lately on Rogan, dude. It's been like
Randall Carlson with his like 1999 Dell laptop or some shit.
Flint Dibble couldn't pull up his site. Like Graham Hancock, he's like, dude, the Graham Hancock thing is funny because they're like, he just went to his site where there's like 673 pages, and he's like, you didn't send the individual page. She's like, oh no, just keep scrolling. It's down there. Like,
or that y'all see that Terrence Howard shit?
I didn't.
A little bit.
I'm scared.
Dude, it's so funny.
I'm scared to watch it a little bit.
It was insane.
I mean, okay, he's dude, it's great. He's amazing. He is legit wrong on some math shit. Like I for sure, I'm not like a trusted science person at all. You know, you guys know me, but I'm like, that's not right, Terrence. I'm sorry, but it's like, but I fuck with it. But I'm like, yo, I'll bump it for sure, and it's way cooler than a Flint Dibble for sure. You know,
what do you say? Like he said, so it's a lot of things that would like contradict gravity, or like like, or I thought he was like really
his whole thing. The clips I saw was like, what was it? 1 + 1 equals. It's not 2. It's
1 × 1 = 2.
Oh yeah, 1 × 1 = 2.
You convinced me of that. I took geometry 3 times in high school, so it's like, all right, I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the periodic table has like a third dimension, like a depth to it, which I kind of was like, that's interesting. You know,
talk about that. Cool.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole thing is he's like, yo, if you clown on the COVID vax, I'm down no matter what else you say, dude. I'm seriously like, yeah, it's like if you talk about spike protein, I'm in, dude. I'm seriously in. I'm game.
Yeah. He seems really cool. I didn't want to watch it and like not like it and then be like, damn, I don't know if I fuck with Terrence Howard, so I'm scared.
I actually liked this. I think I've been seeing a lot of the stuff about him bitching about royalties and whatever. And I'm like, miss me with that. Like big time artists that don't know how to invest in their own clout. You're Terrence Howard. If what you're telling me is you don't like to work, because you could use the fact that you're Terrence Howard to do. I could think of like a million things.
I know.
So
you could make $1 million in the next 2 weeks if you wanted to. With
so
project
bitching about a contract that you agreed to 20 years ago. That miss me with that shit. But it made me go, oh shit, I'm fucking with this Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
this like all physics are wrong. Isaac Newton is retarded. Terrence Howard. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. What if he's working on his magnum opus and he was method acting on Joe Rogan?
That'd be crazy, yo. Fuck.
Some like who did Joaquin Phoenix type shit?
Yeah. Where you like some Shia LaBeouf ass
like a 5-year role,
like just one of those like weird like just like, oh, that weird thing where I was like peeing in public like by a school, like that was for a movie. For a whole day I was doing a movie role, and they're like, we can't wait. And then the movie like doesn't even come out. They're like, wait, but with Terrence Howard, I was like, what if he's got like his own like Tubi Original Beautiful Mind coming out or something?
That'd be sick. Tubi Original.
Be tight. The Beautiful Mind, dude.
He did have he was explaining to Rogan how they used his patented whatever I was following. It was one of those things where I was like, I'm following this in real time, and as soon as it's over, I'm gonna have no idea what the fuck I just watched. And that's what happened. But as he's explaining physics according to Terrence Howard, he has these like video models of how they recreated, how they made Saturn. And Rogan's like, whoa, wait, so you're saying you can make a planet? He's like, yeah, we made a planet. Like,
come on, Joe. I was like, I heard Joe Rogan 14 years ago, dude. He would have for sure already known that you can do that. 14.
Yeah.
He acts like anyway, here's the old Rogan episodes where he's like, wait, like the moon could be fake. It's like, bro, I've heard that on your show like 20 times.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's like he thinks we don't know the old ones or something. It's so weird.
Mean, yeah, some people don't. Well, it's because like the New York Times journalist that's like in the Fed van, like listening to every Joe Rogan episode is like, oh, so he does think planets are real, all of them. And okay, but yeah, I guess like the old heads might not.
Well, that's the other thing about Terrence Howard is he was just shitting on Neil deGrasse Tyson, which again, sign me up.
Yeah,
I'll
listen to it tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah, add to cart. Let's go. Yeah,
yeah. He got his little chance.
What was he saying about Neil?
He was going in. He's like, dude, this little bitch. He's just like fucking talking. Like he doesn't understand science, and he's into the fake science, which is all real, true. It's like that's actually true about him, so accurate. But yeah, that was better than the cat or the parts I listened to. At least I didn't listen to the full one, but I liked it better than the Cat Williams one for sure.
Yeah,
because Cat Williams is just like, I can run a 4.340 and I've read 3,000 books last year, and you're like, damn, dude, you're like the smartest, fastest man alive. Dude. It's crazy.
To me, if all I would have to do is see Cat Williams, because I watch so much football and stuff. Like all I would have to do is see him like do any sort of movement, I would be like, no. Because there's no one's hiding a 4.340. Like no one's just like, damn, whoa, like I might have thought you were a 4.540 and then you ran a 4.340, but I think Cat Williams ran a 6.440.
Yeah, he got the numbers.
Like, oh no, it's actually a 4.3. Who knew?
Yeah. I know so many of those type of like those uncle types, right?
Oh
the old uncle type who's like, actually I ran the 240. Like, what are you? You're just you're just mixing numbers. Like, you're not.
Dude, I would. Yeah. Well, that's why
the uncle archetype.
They did this thing. Yeah. They did this thing in baseball where they're letting the Negro League stats be Major League Baseball stats. Bro, this was like hella years ago. So like, all right, up to this right now. Like they're letting the all-time Negro League hitting home run hitter is gonna be like MLB baseball's all-time home run hitter now, because they're factoring in stats
with the stroke of a pen.
And they were completely different leagues. Like, and some would argue that the Negro League stuff was better, but I'm like, bro, I don't believe you guys about anything from back then. Like, even Babe Ruth, I'm like, you didn't do that. I don't think Babe Ruth hit that many home runs and was fat and fucking pitched and did all these things. And
I like that take. Even the regular league.
Yeah, and I don't believe any of that. And I'm like, bro, and I'm sorry, like maybe that there could be historians and stuff, but like, bro, if black people weren't allowed to do a lot of stuff, they didn't have access to that many baseball fields, in my opinion. Like, bro, so the home runs might have been on like Williamsport Little League field. Like,
and my whole thing is I bet that's exactly.
I just, it was weird, right? It's just weird to me, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to hate. Like, it's true. I love like old baseball history. Those dudes in that league were amazing. Like, they were awesome. Like, they were really good. I just think like nowadays I'll be like, bro, we should just all mythologize all of them and just be like, that guy hit the moon once. Yeah, like, and just we need to get to like that level and not just be like this statistical, like, well, we've quantified it. And I'm like, no, these guys are like legends that walked out of the Field of Dreams cornfield, dude. Like, that's why I need to like look at these.
Well, my thing, for sure, some of those guys were way better than like the average MLB player, but they were playing against like plumbers and blacksmiths and shit, dude.
There was a high and a low of the
for sure,
like there was like a couple of guys that were like, we just needed a ninth guy.
Yeah, like, exactly.
We gotta have field 9, and we're like, we just found that guy. He was just literally just standing out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we thought he might be tight. He's just not good.
Yeah.
And like baseball, it was like they had an upper hand. So it's like, at least maybe some stats might be real. But bro, like Babe Ruth, the whole thing where they're like, he pointed at the center field. It was in the World Series and he hit a home run, and it's like, I'll take your word for it. And the oil painter that painted it, the oil painting, like, that happened. But then Kelby and I could talk about the Book of Exodus, and people will be like, did that happen? It's like, bro, you think Babe Ruth was doing all this crazy shit?
Yeah, we all believe our mythologies. Yeah.
And he had syphilis. And it's like, all right, that part I believe. That's why I think the audience did too. Yeah, the audience did too, and they were just like, we're not even watching the same sport right now as everybody else in the game. Yeah,
there's this book. I'm not even sure what it's categorized as because it's I think it's even dropped pseudonymously, but it's this like it's called Orgy of Death, and it's about the gladiators. And it seems like so over the top that you go like, I wasn't there. It is a different, more barbaric time, but like for real, like you're just talking about towers of people butt fucking, like the leaning tower of, and then how like the Colosseums would be like all slippery from all the like the blood and cum of everybody just like falling to their deaths down the aisles from trying to fuck each other and busting everywhere. And like,
why were they fucking each other? Just cuz
they were just getting off on like the gladiator shit. And
that's what would happen that's what would happen if the UFC didn't exist, but people still wanted to do MMA. That's like what that would all be. It would just be a tower of guys like bleeding and jizzing.
Y'all see the one dude, I saw Conor McGregor dogging on some dude having a staph infection on his leg or some shit.
Whoa! No, I didn't see that.
That dude, man, I love it.
Be competing, yeah. That was a big high school thing, staph infection. Remember, like you'd hear about a certain high school, but man, it would be crazy. You'd hear about like your rival high school having like a staph infection thing that like spread in the shower. You're just like, gay. Like, you guys are gay as fuck, dude. Like, just like,
it's like, wait, you don't actually use those showers?
They try to look hard coming off the bus to play sports against you, and you're just like, no.
There's no coming back from that.
And, we pulled up on a short bus one time, dude.
Hell yeah, that's tight.
So I was on junior varsity, right? So JV, like, and the varsity team it was already like a poor ass ghetto ass school, so I can attest to this. Like, we already like were barely had the budget for the varsity team for anything, and all of a sudden, like, it was getting to a point where like, oh, we might not have a bus, but like we might have to call some of your guys' dads that have like vans to like take us to the game. Everybody's like dad worked, for our school, so they're like, I'm literally about to get fired if I do this. Like, no, and it's JV, I don't care, even the dads. And then all of a sudden, my coach was able to wrangle down a short bus for us, and we only had 10 guys, man, and it was on a short bus and. Pulling up to the high school and you're trying to look tough, bro, coming off the short bus to go. And we got our ass kicked, and then he started clowning us afterwards for being like playing like you came off the short bus. I was like, bro, you got the short bus. Like,
you can't make that
like
joke.
We didn't pick it.
Chose our destiny. Yeah,
you manifested this to happen.
Yeah, like this is so fucking psychological, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I remember when that also, ironically, that was in the time in the Bay Area where short yellow buses were highly in fashion.
True, we were just getting hyphy.
Yeah, exactly. The hyphy movement was like the mascot was a short yellow bus.
Do you think that's why there isn't like a mainstream hyphy documentary yet? Because they'd have to say retarded too much in it.
100%. Yeah,
it's like the whole thing was like we're retarded as fuck, like, and we're on fizzles.
Dude, my coworker at my last job, we're from the same town that we grew up. We realized it. He's cool. I really like him. Really cool dude. He's like a skater. Just like
I remember him. He was gay. I remember.
But this dude will like he was always putting on like Mac Dre, just the gnarliest Bay music at work all day long, and you could tell people were. I was always like, this is fucking. I love this dude. I'm always down to play this. But you could tell people were like, God, I'm tired of this music. But he was cool about it. But then he was like woke about it. He's like, ooh, Mac Dre said retarded there, man. That's really rough. I'm like,
I can't
listen to what we're listening to right now. Dude. This is not
explain to him that first off, when you take that much ecstasy, dude, you are legally retarded. Yeah. Like they called them etards. I remember in high school, like all the time. Like it was, bro. Like it was so crazy. If you would take like a couple of those, like you would just be like. It might be what that feeling is. They might have just found a way to like give us,
dude, and
chromosomes.
Like, if it's true, then that feels happy. Awesome. That feels awesome.
But like they're mostly happy, is what I mean. And like maybe that's just like how they feel.
They also get really strong.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a fight while
Dude.
thizzed out? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's the
So,
perfect match. It's the perfect. All the symptoms line up.
yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
react to your favorite song a little, more
Yeah.
animated. Like, yeah.
I've gone full blown thizzed out retard before too, where people were telling me afterwards. I kind of had my own idea of what
Where your
happened.
jaw's just like fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like the next
Yeah.
the next day I was all like bleeding. Like one of those were like, where am I bleeding from? Or like in the type of situations. And then hearing recollections of like what exactly happened, what I thought happened, everybody being like, we couldn't, like we were just like I felt bad, like I did something wrong, like I fucked some people up and like I,
Yeah.
was just belligerent. And they were like, bro, we were worried. Like you were falling all over the place. You couldn't talk. You were like, I was like, damn, I thought we were like really waxing philosophical and
I thought we were
shit.
vibing out, dude. Yeah. I thought we were really at the marketplace of ideas, man. I thought we were in the IDW, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Dave Rubin.
We debated for like 20 minutes.
I thought you
like,
remember one times
you
one
drooled,
equals
bro.
two,
You
bro.
choked, yeah.
One times one equals two.
Yeah, they're like, no, bro, I had to pull your tongue out of the back of your throat, bro, like, because you were gonna suffocate.
Glenn, who are we talking about that like? Who's the that was taken the old time? Was it an author, like the old timey person you wouldn't expect? That was
Elvis. No,
Elvis
was,
yeah, dude,
was fizzing, bro. Like he was on like, and I was thinking, I didn't say this on the episode. Dude. I was thinking like, dude, like the big thing with Elvis is when like the first time he like wiggled his fucking legs and hips on TV, like the dads were like, let's kill him, like and they probably told him to stop, and he was like, bro, I'm fizzing. Like I can't fucking stop. Dude. I can't stop with the legs. Up. Yeah, I would love to stop, bro, but I'm fizzed out, dude. Like
imagine
Mac Dre's Dresland would have been hard, dude. He should have
Dresland
with Elvis, dude. With Elvis with the big stunner shades. How did that not happen?
If he lived long enough, he would have touched every. He would have done that. He would have done every. 100%.
No, it's the best. But yeah, like he was straight up like I think he had access to like the earliest MDMA. I mean, like this is just shit I heard from like those guys that you work with that like. They're like, I watch everything about drugs. Like, I don't do that. Like, the real, like, Drugs Inc., like, Vice, every Vice thing, all the Hamilton Morrises, all of these things. And they watch all of it. And that's what he told me. And I'm like, well, you're the guy. So,
that's who Simmons is for me. Our boy Simmons, he, like, and we both, like, we bond a lot over, like, street shit. Like, we were both dope dealers. But I'm like, oh, you knew about this shit. I just collected, popped it, and sold it. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like a heroin vault. Yeah,
that guy tweeted at me today, like two different things, and it was really funny. So I was hating on Boba, and that's the bubble tea and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the agitator stance is. It's not a Japanese, right? So I think you guys are good to hate on it. But
I don't know if it's Japanese. I
mean, Korean,
something.
Or there's some kind of.
It's something. Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah. So but I said that was like people always hate on like the beer spots that like the craft beer spots or the artisanal sandwich spot that comes into your place is like gentrification. But I'm like the final form is boba. Like that's when it's over. When the boba hits the streets, like you're like that neighborhood is something else now. Like that's the final form. And like David Simmons was like, damn, bro, you're hella right about that. And then 2 hours later, he was like, at Rare Candy Pod, they got me and he's like has the bubble tea in his hand. He's like, hey, got me. I'm fucked up.
You can't tell me Rare Candy Boba would not go unbelievably hard, dude. If we had a little shop with our logo and the panda bear on the cup, dude, it'd be so over, dude. It'd be.
I will stage false flag hair events at that place. I'm telling you right now, it's not that place. Don't go there because it's hot. Yeah, it's
hot. Yeah,
snow on.
Don't go to school tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm just straight up like just sending shots every day. Yeah.
No, but it's it's crazy because on that topic before a friend of mine up here he's like a film guy, like videographer, and he just filmed a documentary on for these guys on how like it was basically how Mormonism started from psychedelics and drug use. Like they were Joseph Smith and his
makes so much sense.
Yeah, they were just getting lit. Like Joseph Smith would like drink a potion, and then he'd be like, "All right, everyone, wait 45 minutes, and then we'll start the ceremony." You know, it's literally like 40. Yeah, and so it was crazy, dude. It was so, and it also the people in the doc were just like these gamer ex-Mormon bros. It's like really funny, but they were talking about how Harvard had a psychedelic renaissance in like the 1920s, 40 years before the whole Timothy Leary shit, which I never knew. I thought that was really interesting. I'm like, damn, he's 20s Harvard, just getting trippy as fuck.
Right.
I thought that was
that's the Mormons would make sense if they were on shrooms. It would make me mad though, because I grew up with like, you know, our good friend, but like specifically
they're the squarest religion now. They're
Squarest people of all time, like really cool, always really nice. Like down to like go to everything. They're not like, they don't like keep their kids from you and stuff like weird, but like, dude, like I heard one time, like I had this friend growing up, and like their kid's name, let's say the kid's name is Tyler, right? And he was like the older brother of the Mormons, who was like the bad kid, meaning he like drank caffeine and shit. Like it was like, oh man, he's going down the wrong path. And I remember we like, she took us to 7-Eleven because we all lived on like the same street and shit. So like she took us to 7-Eleven. She was like, yeah, you guys get whatever. Like basically me get whatever I want, but like the Mormon kids, they can't have the fucking caffeine.
Yeah,
like,
Barks root beer. Yeah.
Dude, the kid walks up to the register. The bad kid, Tyler, walks up at the register. He's got two fucking 20-ounce Coca-Colas, dude. Full caffeine Coca-Colas, and he just downs them both in front of mom, dude. Just like it's like, just cue the Bad to the Bone guitar riff, dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, mom. I don't give a heck, mom. You know, and just like the 7-Eleven guy's just like, yeah, that's like $4 if you don't mind. Yeah.
It's like the least offensive thing you could buy at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I know. It was such a big deal, dude. Like they're but can you imagine the whole time if you knew they were just like munching shrooms?
Dude,
like,
no, and that's the thing is that's the point of this doc was that it's ironic that it's this whole hidden thing. They're not allowed to talk about it anymore. You can't discuss it. But they were going. There's this old timey apothecary book. It's like a well-regarded vintage book on like medicinal plants and tripping out on plants and shit. And the first line of the book, they talk about Mormons. So it's like it was well known that these guys were going crazy.
You get a planet when you die. Like when you die, if you lived,
that's a shroom ass thought.
And it's like, what happens when you die? Like the religion was invented in like the 1800s, so it's like
that's Terrence Howard Saturn, dude.
There's some guy in the kind of just the like widest part of the desert was like, yeah, man, like we're gonna make what happens when you die? You just get a planet. I don't know. Do you want? That's why they got those massive families, because they're like, well, yeah, maybe we can't afford them now, but like we're gonna have a planet one day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we're all gonna
unlimited resources.
No, they say that they say our Heavenly Father to let us into the celestial kingdom.
That's tight,
and it's kind of sick. I'm like, damn, like I see why like the Samoan guys fall for that at like BYU and shit. Like they're probably like, and they let you fucking eat like a motherfucker too. Like they eat like crazy. So Samoan guys were like, you know, like that's all it is. But that I see why those guys fall for that stuff, because I'm like, I just wouldn't buy in, and they don't let you go to the church if you haven't bought in. So it's like you have to actually reap the benefits. You got to do a long conversion process.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to read the Book of Mormon at some point. See what's going on in there.
For sure.
That's one I haven't touched yet.
It's short, isn't it? Isn't it like really short?
Yeah. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to it. Like I've gotten into all kinds of translations of the Bible. I read the Quran. I've read a lot of occult shit, Luciferian texts.
What's up with the Quran, dude? Did that slap? Or is that?
It's very, very much like the Bible.
Is it?
Okay.
It's like almost exactly the same with like a different. It's like you can understand the Bible as metaphor because the Quran is almost identical, but they use different metaphors. So then you go, oh, wait, this is the Jesus story, but it's just a lot weirder.
Yeah.
And he's a prophet in there, right? Like Jesus
is
a prophet.
Yeah, he's not regarded as like the son of God, but but there is virgin birth, like which is pretty tight. It's something to do with like planting a seed. Like it's not an angel coming down. It's like some kind of seed by the riverbed, and then she pops out a fucking baby.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you ever read the Upanishads or whatever? I want to read that one.
What's
the
that?
Indian one.
No.
It's like a Vedic thing. I know Russell Brand's into that, like the yogi kind of thing, and it's kind of like
they probably got some crazy shit in there. It's got it
for sure.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do probably an audiobook of Dianetics, because we're gonna do a big L. Ron Hubbard thing. I gotta find out, man.
Battlefield
I gotta find out what's going on, because they're like, the guy sold a lot of copies. Like there's got to be something. I'm not saying religiously speaking, but like he had to be the guy. He had to be like a beast.
Yeah,
because how else do people buy it? And like celebrities, dude.
Yeah,
like it wasn't just like people like that. I'll sell you my child for like $20. Like I don't give a fuck. Like it wasn't like those people buying in. It was like,
man, no, Scientology always makes me feel like inferior and bad about my life, because you hear people will be on these documentaries. They'll be like, I gave the Church of Scientology $1.6 million. They took everything from me. And I'm like, I wish I had $1.6 million to give to some dumb organization. You know, it's like, oh, I got like, you know, a little bit of my checking account. I could float you guys. You know, does that get me anywhere in Scientology? You know, it's just like, fuck, man. How do people make so much money just to give to Scientology? It's crazy. And they're not I'm not even talking about the actors. I'm just talking about like a random LA guy or whatever, you know?
Oh no, yeah. When I go and like bid on fancy people's houses and shit and hear about like they'll just be, when you get into somebody's house bidding on shit, you've already crossed that thread. Like you're intimate with them now, and they'll just start everything about themselves. They're like, this is what I spend my money on. I'm like, damn, I didn't know that you were just gonna come spill it out like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I donated $200K to the dog park that didn't get built. Like, oh, that's awesome. Great.
Down the drain, dude.
Yeah.
We could like change any of our lives for the next 10 years.
Dude. This guy, I was in Carmel, right, which is like Clint Eastwood town, and it's like beautiful Pebble Beach, like by the ocean. Every house there is just like immaculate. And this guy was like, we were doing like some storm work out there, and I was talking to this guy, like kind of in between something. Anyway, talking to this guy, he seemed cool. He was like, come by. He's like, what are you guys working on? You know, and I go, oh, what's up, man? And he goes, he goes, man, the trees are falling, man. They're falling. He's like, I had to replace my fence twice last year. I'm like, okay, your fence, right? Wooden fence or something, bro. And then he dropped the number on me, which was kind of like, all right, dude.
Dude,
yeah.
Fences
He goes,
crazy.
$375K,
dude.
I was like, on fences?
Yeah, dude. I got pilled on this earlier this year. Dude.
People get into building fences if you're gonna 100%. Start a business. Fences are crazy,
dude. Boomers will drop 6 figures on a fence, no problem, dude. It's insane. It's fucking insane. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why,
dude. I know, and they fix it immediately. Like when something at the they'll like let shit, like they'll have like rotten eggs in the fridge and then, like fix the fence. like Tabasco, like they'll have like Tabasco that actually turned to black. You're like, all right, and then they're like, oh yeah, but the bottle, it was a Costco bottle, you know.
Fence is like a 5-alarm fire.
I know. And they live in a place where literally the neighbor has the key, so the guy that could get in through the fence like can get into your house at any time. He like helps you with your trash every week and stuff. And so they're like, we gotta fix the fence. So it's gotta go.
Also, the more expensive the fence, the more see-through it is, and the less it actually protects the house. Yeah, that's crazy.
I those houses that are in like, I think in the South they have them where there's just like no fences. I kind of fuck with those a little bit.
Yeah,
those are cool. Open, like kind of like, I don't know. I guess they're like open kind of style housing with like no fences. Or I don't know. I see it on like TV a lot. But
there are a lot of places with no fence. I mean, fences are expensive.
Exactly. As we've covered, yes.
Yeah, you get the land, and then you got the house, and you're like, all right, this is cool for the next 20 years, and then I'll save up for that fence, maybe.
Yeah, I know. Barbed wires would be cool. Yeah, just a little barbed.
I just like, I don't know. I just cinder block, dude. Just fucking cinder block that shit, dude. I don't care what it looks like.
Yeah,
that's a fence.
Yeah,
you know, like man, I know you're right though. Like they are obsessed with this guy. Wanted to tell me so bad that it was $375K.
Yeah,
and I'm like, bro, I will probably never touch that, like all at once. And you like, all for him, it was like a fuck, like writing it down. Like,
I know.
It's
Yeah,
like me, it was like me paying like a $250 bill.
Yeah, like a parking ticket.
I mean? Like,
no, and
shit,
dude, all those articles like boomers are spending all their inheritance on vacations. No, it's fences, dude. It's literally fences.
And it's crazy. It's like half the ones out here don't even like the border wall, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
have they showed you the fence? All Trump would have to do is make a nice fence, dude. All the boomer lives would be
that's
like,
a Jordan,
right.
dude. That's a Jordan Peterson take. He's like, oh, you don't like borders, huh? Take your fence out of your house. You know,
if you just showed them a sick ass like fence,
yeah,
as like Trump like AI generated, like this is what it's gonna look like.
Hell yeah.
And I think some of the like 20% of like the Trump deranged boomer lives would
get a bump.
That's tight.
Get like a Dubai style, like
I
those
didn't know it was
concepts.
a fence.
Yeah,
like you know
I
what,
didn't
that
know it was
looks
a
pretty
fence.
good. You could still climb it. You could still climb it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The ones that are gonna install my pool for me, they'll tunnel under it because I want those ones. Like, you know, that's how that.
They need to build my fence over here.
Yeah.
So I need to,
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun. That's like some Larry David shit, dude. Like hiring a guy. It's like, I didn't want the border wall. Can you make it so no one can get in my backyard? Like, like nobody from any country. Yeah. Nah, it's true, man. Because I just laugh about that. Like, because I'm thinking like, what else do you have in your house? You know, like you drop 375 on there. It's like, first off, guarantee you his cars were all Teslas, like, and not the like low end one. Not that that's a flex, but money wise it is. And he probably had like 2 or 3 Teslas, something like that, and probably just like some shit like, I don't know, it's just one single article of thing I wouldn't even like blink at in his house or even like look at. He'd be like, that's probably more than anything I have in my house. Just
because you don't spend $300K on a fence unless you have 10 to 20 times that much liquid, you know.
Yeah. You imagine like a boomer couple fighting over it, and it's like, we don't have that kind of money. It's the fence.
Axiomatic. Yeah.
It's like the Adam Driver punching the hole in the wall. Like, yeah. And yeah, exactly. But yeah, but here's the thing. I think we all agree here. My thing isn't like, we need to liquidate your assets, dude. It needs to be mine. I'm just like, nah, bro. I need to get like you, dude.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Like, I'm always like, you suck. I hate you right now, but I hate you because I'm being a hater.
Yes, I'm 100% the same.
Yeah, I'm not. I am like hating my ass off right now.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
You know, you got me.
Yeah.
It's a yearning for the position too, not like I want to be in a position where I just drop 300K on no, I will never drop 300K on a fence.
Never?
I'll drop 20. I'll drop 20K.
Nah, I could see you having some crazy fortress, dude, when you really have like 4 or 5 smash hits, dude, in a row. Like, and you just start just doing like Patterson numbers.
Yeah, what if you sell a Marvel script tomorrow for 4 million?
Dude.
So I've stayed in like the perfect there is a place. Erica and I Airbnb'd at this place that was like perfect, and it wasn't even like, we looked at the pictures and we were like, this looks real cool, and we mapped it out and we were like, okay, we can do this over in Nashville, and it was like right outside of Nashville, and it was secluded by trees, so like we didn't even like, the price was really good and everything, but like whatever price tag is on a piece of property like this, I would drop it if I had it. Because it's like right there in the city, and I'm kind of a city boy.
Me too.
But you can't tell.
That's cool. That's the camo.
Yeah, you can't tell at all. There's like just trees and hills hiding everything. I was like, this is baller right here.
That's cool. Little fortress.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, it would be so tight to eventually just go out to like some construction worker in the rain and just complain about like, I want to be the guy complaining about it. Like, it was 375K. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
spending that kind of money. Fuck.
Like, yeah.
Carmel's
a different man. It's a different ass place, dude.
I Zillowed his house, dude. It was fucking 5.1 mil, dude.
Yeah, dude. Which is great. Yeah, if you have 5.1 mil,
it's not even that sick. It's not 5.1 level sick either. Nah. It's just that's where he lives.
Yeah,
but it is tight.
Yeah.
It never is. I saw a $2 million house the other day. Not in person, but somebody like posted their like how much. Look at my $2 million house, and I was like, that kind of sucks. It looks like ass, bro.
Guys at my work gamble over unders on Zillow. prices because we work
What?
in so many different neighborhoods.
That's cool.
We got some degens at my work, dude. Like, and they'll
Yeah.
just be like, all right, someone will set the over under. It's like over under, like, 2.7 million.
Yeah.
One person, if somebody agrees that one goes under and one goes over, I mean, it's lunch.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty sick. And dude, a lot of times, man, take the over if you're in where we're from. Like, it is just crazy, bro. Like,
don't fade
out,
it.
bro. I seen a house that would go for 1.1, and they were like, bro, somebody was killed, and there was a meth lab, and it went for 1.1.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's not 3.
Yeah. No, it's just actually pretty sick. I was like, they fucked up, dude. Like, having a meth lab in that nice ass house because they were saying it had like chemical burn damage and shit, which that has to be meth lab.
Yeah.
There's just nothing else that you're gonna have in the house that's gonna do like chemical. That's gonna have to be listed on Zillow as chemical burn damage.
Yeah.
This is where they homeschooled here, and the kids got a little carried away.
Yeah, a Bunsen burner accident.
A real Walter White, like an actual Walter White, like just living.
Yeah,
it's just his house. The guy that's from this city, that's Walter White.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's crazy.
It's so depressing, dude. And then like the place I want, places that I want to go to, like you check like month by month, and the rates go up. You're like, fuck. You're like, by the time I even get my shit up, I'm not going to be able to afford that. Yeah. It's going to be at like, 700, 750, just shit like that. It's like, fuck.
We got lucky that where we live now is like blue collar McMansions, but it's all like trades in it. It's all like plumbers and shit living. And it's literally the same. It's like a little bit more, but the same rent as our Portland house where we could like punch through the siding because it was molding and shit, and it was it's just it's crazy how you can ball out so much harder just a little bit out of town. And I have no desire to be closer to Portland than I am now, dude. It's so it was a fun little upgrade. But yeah, it's like all these baller houses, but everyone's just like a heat like HVAC guy or something. That's cool, dude. Everyone's just got like a work van, and so I like it. Yeah,
it's killer. Because I remember thinking about like, I remember hearing people talk about high school, like the richest person at their school, And I was trying to think where we went to high school. It was like somebody whose dad owned like a construction company or something. It was like like that level. Yeah. It was never like you'd hear about some people. It's like, oh, my dad's like CEO of like the. You're like, oh, it wasn't that. It was like, yeah, he was like CEO / owner operator of like Granite Dry Rock or something, like company. It's like, oh, and then you see him and you're just like, oh, he's just an alcoholic guy that has a bunch of money and like 3 boats. Yeah, and it was those guys were cool. Like that was like the richest kid at school. Like they weren't really that snobby because like their dad was just like a fucking just a bro that has some money.
Totally.
And, but you meet some people later in life and you're like, oh, you're from one of those schools where like that guy would be the brokest guy at the school.
Totally. Yeah.
Fuck. Can't do it.
That's just wild because those dudes just walk around with like 5 G's in their pocket.
Yeah.
Because they deal mostly cash too. So it's just
they just go to like hot August nights with like $4,000 in cash. You're like, hell yeah, don't do that. They're just like,
I want to do that.
I know. I mean, give me some. Give me 2, and then you will have less money to be scared of. Yeah, I want to do that too.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I used to get paid in cash working in like a horrible part of the neighborhood. Like it was a cannabis club back before it was like a, they were like things that you could like film comedy shows in and stuff. Like, they would kill you if you brought a camera where I worked. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, like it was like, so they would pay you in like cash, and then one time they would pay you in like they would, for a while it was personal checks. But like they would bounce like all the time, and he would like pay you and not cover the bounce check fee. I'm like, no, dude, like I look like shit at this bank right now. Like this bank hates me right now. And do
you remember I would come in? That was such a funny ass time in our life when I would. We did a deal together. We made.
This was not the one I'm even talking about. It
was
really?
More
ghetto than that one. The one before that.
Dude, that's crazy.
More ghetto than that. Yeah, but anyways, so it was just. Yeah, we used to have a weed almond butter business back in the day, dude.
I remember. Yeah, we made like a couple shelves of jars of. You were the business operator, but I remember they gladly took it and they sold it all like in 2 days. And then when it came time to I came in, I was like, all right, consignment's done. I can take the money now. And they treated me like I was like a fucking criminal, dude, just asking for the money that they made. Dude, I was like, oh, whoa, like, yeah, that you actually wanted your money. That's crazy, dude. You sit here for 45 minutes and we'll figure it out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and he would be a big speech. It's like, yeah, some people are comfortable waiting 4 months, like for money,
dude.
some people.
What a dark era of weed, dude. And but
people don't know about that one, dude. People,
nah,
that was like Nicholas Winding Refn like show, like lighting style, like weed dispensers where it was like scary and shit. Like,
dude, the lighting in there was crazy. It was like blue all the time.
Yeah, no, it was straight up. It looked like we're gonna play laser tag. Like, what's happening? It's scary.
Yeah. If you see any lasers coming through there.
No, it was bad, man. Like, people used to I would work there, and it would just be like you'd leave for your car, and this was like a type of club where like dope fiends came and bought weed, and I'm like, they would like buy weed and like trade weed for shit, like, basically. Like, and so they would just like wait outside, and they'd be like, hey, you getting off? I'm like, fuck, what the fuck, and then you start your car. It's and
damn.
Yeah, it was not a good time in my life at all. It was just terrible working at weed dispensers. Anybody that I find out that like works at one now, I'm like, you're gonna get so fucking sick of that shit. It sucks.
Yeah.
It was like a really I've only been to one of those legal ones once, and it was a very odd, like, it was not the like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory experience I kind of thought it'd be. It was more like,
what state were you in?
Maryland.
Oh, okay, word. Damn. Yeah.
It was more like visiting someone in prison.
Fucking crab kush, dude. Just crab weed. Yeah.
You gotta like check in, do the iron bars thing.
Yeah,
dude. That's crazy. Yeah.
It's like, this is bizarre. The waiting room was pretty nice. Also kind of like some prisons where it's like, I'll just hang out in here. I don't need to. I passed the checkpoint. Everything's cool in here. I feel like beyond that door, it's gonna get a little sketch again.
Yeah. Sure.
Exactly. Like, ours was like it looked like it was trying to be like the Rainforest Cafe. Like, it was so weird. Like, it would have like these like tree doors, like Nightmare Before Christmas and shit. Like where you'd like it would just be like the biggest tweaker in the world coming into like a Rainforest Cafe to buy weed. You're just like, this aesthetic is not working right now, man. Like, this should be like a ball pit and like, for kids and stuff, but it's like, it's just a total, and like some guys like breeding dogs like in the other room. You're just like, all right. And people come in, they're just like, I'm gonna buy some weed and a cane Corso, like.
Let me get some of that top shelf perp and some you got a French bully back there? You got a little Frenchie?
Yeah.
Dude,
the one-stop shop.
The Frenchies, man. The Frenchies are hot in the streets right now.
They're taking over. Yeah. They're played out. It's played out.
They're also like horribly unhealthy dogs too.
They're bred to be unhealthy. Like, they shouldn't. You should stop allowing them to be born.
Yeah.
You drop like 7 racks on it, like a Frenchie, and like you can tell like it'll be some ghetto dude that like only has $7,000. Like, they like they're like, this is how much I have. I'm gonna buy the dog for this amount.
Yeah.
And like, then like 2 months later, like the dog's just like having breathing problems, and you're just like, well,
dude, it's crazy. Why is it like that? And it's because our Persian cat we got for free, fostered, which is super rare to have those kinds come into the shelter, because they sell for like $5,000. And so we seriously, like, because when you foster, you get first dibs. So everyone's like, wanted this cat, blah blah, and we're like, we're fucking keeping this cat. But then 3 months later, her skin is like raw and peeling from allergies, and she can't breathe. And we're like, this is like a freaking like $7,000 cat. Like, people pay for this, dude. But I think that's why they want it, because they want to like take it to the vet 1 billion times and shit. I feel. And it's like one of those. Yeah, she's good now, but
well, fuck. They're expensive. They like these guys that like breed the dogs, man. It's like, that's a fucked up ass business, man.
It's for real too. It's one of those where, like, used to, I'd be like, in my gut, I want to be like, I'm judging you harshly for breeding these dogs, but outwardly I'm like, okay, I don't want to judge anybody. But then I met some Frenchie breeders, and was like, "Oh, no, y'all deserve to be judged," because it's like some Snow on the Bluff type shit where they just have the dogs just like fucking in this room with no furniture, and they lock the doors, and they just
Yeah.
like go in there to never clean up the shit, like the house reeks. And then
Yeah.
you're just like, so you want one of those? Like, yeah, 7K.
He's healthy as
Damn.
fuck.
Yeah.
Dog's healthy as fuck, dude. Look at him fuck right now.
Yeah, look at this little
So good.
motherfucker. He's getting it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no. I'm a
What is
rescue.
what is
I
your
like
what is your dream dog if you pick one out, like with a specific breed or mix or something? What would your guys be? Dream dog.
I mean, the one that I have right now, I love him to death.
All right, good answer. That was a test.
Yeah.
You passed.
Yeah.
You
Dude, he's listening right now.
I've always been that. He's looking at me right now.
Hey, he's literally has a fucking. There's a infrared beam on the back of my head right now. Go ahead, Kelby. Your favorite.
Yeah.
I want to hear yours.
Oh, my favorite is gonna be whatever the boys pick out whenever we go in. Yeah. I've always been.
Yeah, even if it's like a white poodle, like mini poodle, you're down.
I don't know if it's. I mean, rescue dogs are different. You never know. I had a Saint Bernard for a little bit that I was always like,
that's cool.
I would have never thought I'd be a Saint Bernard dude, but we vibed. Like that was one I picked out.
Cool.
I was like, this is the dog. This is
cool.
Load him up. He's going with us.
Dog. It's a great breed. You put a big ass beer thing around his neck, like in the cartoons. Like they always have that big thing.
Should have.
Beer.
Should have.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be the sickest party trick ever.
He was one of those I never even put a leash on because he was just like good as shit. And I was just like, all right, no collar, no leash, let's go. He was just like, what's up? I'm big as shit.
I know. I love the fucking dude. I couldn't imagine even going to a breeder nowadays, man. Rescues are like, my wife's good at picking them too, so it's just like, man, like she'll make the right choice, like
for sure.
And it's like, dude, it is cool, like, because you just like, then when they start acting up, it's like, you remember where you were? Like, oh yeah, this is so bad.
Be grateful.
Yeah, you were walking. Yeah, you were walking in the fucking barrio, dude.
Yeah,
like just walking around. Just like looking for an onion on the ground.
Yeah,
you had a hole in your leg.
I'm so sorry you can't sleep on that pillow on the couch. I'm so sorry. Yeah, 100%. Fuck, dude. Yeah, you got they got to knock them down a peg. But these bred dogs, dude, they only know.
Yeah, lavish.
Lavish life, dude. Spoiled life. No,
my brother's a corgi guy now. He's got a corgi.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I never would have pegged it, but it fits though. I like it. It's pretty cute. You just came up here. Yeah, they're either
good or bad. I mean, those dogs, like, it's just like
they're definitely always letting you. They're like always yapping, letting you know that they're very like personable. They're like a little guy, like a little human or something. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
Queen's dog.
So anyway, my idea for a story is like, you picture Merlin, right? Merlin, the wizard. No, I'm kidding. I got nothing.
Oh damn! I was like, let's go.
I was like, oh shit!
Just gotta get it in. I got nothing else.
Mac Dre.
Mac Dre as Merlin. Yeah. I mean, really, Mac Dre
sold.
Yeah, that would be. I would love to see a movie about a ghetto Elvis impersonator. Like kind of like the Mickey Rourke wrestler.
Oh yeah, just kind of shot in that faux documentary style too.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan style build. Maybe not him per se, but like that dumpy kind of build in your Elvis.
Could have a Tracy Morgan comeback. I ain't seen him in a minute, and you bring him. You know, you have one of those. If you got the right director who can take a person who you expect to be a certain way, and then you're like, whoa, I've never seen Tracy Morgan act like this before.
Yeah,
like this is crazy.
Tracy Morgan thizzing Elvis impersonator.
Yeah, dude, in Oakland, California. Yeah, in 2006.
Yeah,
that would be that, dude. That's already a win. And it would have to be like one of those like Darren Aronofsky guys where it's like Brendan Fraser. You've never seen him like this. I didn't even watch that movie, but like I feel like he's the guy to do some weird dark ass movie like that.
I mean, he did it to Mickey Rourke, and then he did it to Brendan Fraser.
That's right. He did the wrestler, huh?
Yeah.
I brought that up. I forgot he did that. Yeah.
The only good performance anyone's ever gotten out of Jared Leto.
Really? The only one? That's a hot take. I don't.
Is it a hot take? I thought everybody hates.
Yeah, but why does he always get jobs?
I haven't seen him in.
Yeah, he
haven't
he
seen him in
must
too
be
much
good at
shit.
something.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas Buyers Club, right?
Oh, he's in that. Is that? Yeah.
She's in that.
She's in that.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
careful. Yeah,
Yeah.
careful.
Sorry.
Yeah. She has AIDS.
Jada
She
Loretto.
has AIDS in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, always a pleasure chopping it up with you boys.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This
man, blast.
Rare Candy episodes are the hardest to end because it's like, I guess
go forever.
Hopefully,
yeah.
I mean, you said you wanted a horse, and you asked the boys to horse. We horse, so
yeah,
it's
around.
I think we ignored most of the topics that they're out there too. On
I emailed you demanding the topics. You remember that, right?
Yeah. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna troll this motherfucker. We ain't touching any of this shit.
Where do you think JDO is right now? Where is he in this wild war? Is he in Bangladesh?
He's got a planet now, dude. He's got a Mormon.
Yeah, he's got a planet.
Yeah.
Probably playing his fucking PS5.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I'm gonna be so tired. I'm gonna be on the road all the time. I'm like, yeah, we record at 9 p.m., bro. So
yeah. But I was gonna say, but since he's dead, right? Because I thought that was what I was told, was that he was dead.
Yeah,
he's got his
Mormon.
He's got his Mormon planet now, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You didn't know that about the boy. He was secretly Book of Mormon pill the whole time.
Yeah.
Whole time. So, that's why he was always wearing those polo shirts.
Whole time Mormon. Sure. Yeah.
He's on his mission right now. He's on his mission.
He went on his mission. He's like 30,
like Mexico
36 years old.
It's a 3-hour round trip drive to work because he's on a bicycle
with some like dork ass like 18-year-old kid. That's my story. That's my story, bitch. David is doing a Mormon mission.
That'd be funny, dude.
Yeah. Scored by Trent Reznor.
He was converted by one of the students he was teaching.
Yeah. That would be oh my god, that would be so funny if he had to lie to you real fast. He's like, hey bro, I can't do the podcast. I'm going to Mormonism. I mean, I have a job.
I mean, I'm dead.
Yeah. I mean, actually just say I'm dead.
That's the Shyamalan ending. You just pan out and it's like this is all taking place on
just a big tabernacle in the background. The Mormon choir. What's that famous choir? The Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Yeah, they're in the background just singing, and David's just like whole time, dude.
Whole time.
Yeah, he steals Simmons's colloquialism.
Whole time, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, yeah. I mean, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
You're coming back on for the Bible again because I'm been mowing through the Bible. So I got through Numbers, and Numbers is just like we're killing more people. Everyone's dying. I was like, bro, I don't even know who's dying right now, but somebody got it good.
Numbers is intense because it is like that where you're like you can read it as, oh yeah, I can see why they call it numbers.
God does numbers.
Wait, God does numbers.
There's a part of the Bible just called numbers.
Yes, and hella people die, bro. Like village, and they're like, and these people did not bring the correct sacrifice, burnt offering.
Damn.
Like just straight up like day after tomorrow, like ass, like just like disaster movie shit happening, right? So he gave simple instructions.
Yeah,
it was just like, bro, just do this, and they're like, no.
It's a bridge too far.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bridge too far. It's all it was the whole time. I can't do this. And then, but like this is coming off of Exodus, and then they go to Leviticus, and he's just getting pissed the whole time in Leviticus. He's just pissed. It's just like I fucking told you guys, don't do that shit. Like this is what I want. The offering. He was really into offerings at the time.
Yeah,
he was bring this, bring that. Just bring this to the thing. This is your only task for the day.
Yeah.
And then like they don't do it and stuff. And then numbers, dude. He just starts doing numbers.
Numbers.
Dude, he does numbers. I would love to know the body count of that because they're even the the book. They're just like, yeah, and it was a lot. Like they're just saying that, and like it was a whole village of a lot of people. So yeah,
it is weird going back to the Bible now. Like I used to be a big red letter head where like I really fucked with the Gospels, and now I read the Old Testament and get depressed where I'm like, why couldn't y'all have just listened? Shit was so tight. But like
Dude,
it was just so much more
I'm
hardcore.
super sympathetic to him, dude. I'm super sympathetic to when people talk about Old Testament God, they're always just like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of rough. Like they treat it like a movie that has like a rape in it when you're about to watch. It's like there's certain parts that are really gonna be tough, and I'm just like, no, it's tough. These fucking people, like, dude, these fucking like these people. They're like, well, should we bring the lamb to the hill? And they're like, I don't think so. And then it's like,
yeah,
guess who found out? Yeah, that you didn't do that. Yeah, whoa,
that's so funny.
You should actually take your son up there, because then guess what? God's gonna be like, never mind, bro. I was just checking you, and your life's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I fought you. You're dude. That whole land over there, it's all yours, dude. And just be fruitful and multiply. Get active. You know, like it's yeah. So I think I'm just about to start Deuteronomy, and I don't remember what's in what book, but once I start getting to some of the legendary characters, which a lot of them already are in there, but we're gonna have to reconvene.
Hell yeah, for sure. Shit to look forward to. rarecandy.substack.com. Everybody needs to hop on that. It is worth the money. Canceled Netflix. The fuck? Like they're throwing commercials in that shit. They're about to start charging for Tubi. You just need to be on rarecandy.substack. That's what you need to be on.
Yeah, flat. It's not going up, dude. It's not going up the price. I mean, it's locked in. I don't even know how to raise it.
It's by inflation. It's staying the same.
Yeah.
Oh man, Patreon sent a thing where we can up our shit now. They were like, hey, you can just up your existing tiers. I was like, that's a good way to lose 100 members.
Dude, just do it like $1,000 each for 1 month and dip out.
He's so sick. No, but dude, there's like, dude, no one. Okay, last thing, I promise. If somebody, no one can complain though, because let's say like it's instead of $5, it goes up to $7, and then like you're the guy that brought up that went to 7. It's like, bro, you care about the $2? Like, okay, all right, yeah, like just broke, just so like broke in here. I would just send him the empty wallet meme. Just like, what, bro? Like you have no money. Like you checked your thing. That crazy.
That's the $300,000 fence. Bro, can't afford a fence, dude.
a lot of our patrons, not to throw shade, this is actually love. Like I appreciate it and respect it. Like I feel it too. Is they are the type who's like, man, I'll be back, but like it's just rough this month. And then they do circle back. You're like, damn, you couldn't do when they do $5, bro.
That's truly like they're pissed off that the situation happened, and they're not just trying to find an easy way out. Like, oh, it's a bad month for me, I'll be back, like, but then they come back as soon as it happens. That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. So agitator fellas, catch you guys next time.
Always a good time.
Hell yeah, I'll be easy.